Kiki, are you riding? Nah. Anyway, as always, this live stream may or may not be for you. And considering the fact that it is a Sunday afternoon, it is the rare Sunday afternoon live stream. So I came on. I don't know who else will come on, and I will not run on with that. Um, this is just to say because people wanted me to go, keep with the early live streams, with the morning live streams, with the afternoon live streams. Cargo Sparrow, appreciate you. Thank you for coming through. I'm glad you're here. Shout out to you. If you have something you want to talk about, if you have things that's on your mind, let me know. I mean, I do topical live streams. I'm here too. Thank you, Cargo Sparrow. I appreciate you for being here. I mean, yeah. Well, I'm here for the rare Sunday afternoon. Don't expect me here next Sunday at this time. I won't be here. What I'm saying. You'll be like, hello, is it me you're looking for? you know. But anyway, I won't be here. I won't be here next Sunday afternoon. Bumblebee Junction, lurking. I see you. All right, I appreciate it. This live stream is being done, besides the time, the watch time that's being given affectionately. The fam left me to go pick up Crap Donald's. Wow. Don't you dare speak that way of an American staple. But yeah, I could definitely agree. I had Crap Donald's yesterday. It was all right. I had to try the new signature sandwich that they had. Drive, but here. Happy birthday to you, Lynn Denton. For those folks that don't know, she is a year older today, But we love Lynn Denton. Thank you for coming through. Thank you for the drive, Miss, how can I go? Lynn Denton, are you riding? Oh my God. Yeah, I'm not going to do that. In her feelings today. Molly Dolly, appreciate you for coming through. Thank you. Anyway, affectionately, this live stream is being done to address the thing. Yeah, she's 21. She's 21. Happy birthday to Lynn Denton. For those that don't know, she's a spring spry 21-year-old woman today. She's ready for the world. She's out there experiencing life and whatnot. Yes. Happy birthday to Lynn Denton. We love you here in this community. We love you here. In the YouTube sphere. We care about you. We appreciate you. So we see you ride it where you ride it, and then there's time reveals. This is one of the this live stream is dedicated to time reveals. One of the people, besides Lynn Denton, while I'm talking about this and whatnot. Yeah, happy birthday to Lynn Denton. The reason I'm doing this live stream effectually is because sometimes people want me to go live stream early. May lose service, Wild West area. It's all good, Lynn. We'll still have you in our thoughts. We'll still have you in our images. It's early, so we're gonna keep the we're gonna keep the live stream a little bit clean. Yeah, I'm early today. I was off today, but I wanted to talk about, I do topical live streams. People know that I do topical live streams, but at the same time, I don't just talk about things that matter to me. I want to talk about stuff that matters to you. So, to answer time reveals is not up late night. Everybody's not up late night, and I'm aware that people are not up late night, but I'm not going to be up early every morning. I'm not going to be able to do even Sunday afternoon live streams like I'm doing right now. So, this is like a rare occurrence. I'm saying all that to say that if there's something that you want to talk about or something you want me to wake up early for and have a conversation, yeah, well, this on Sunday afternoons. Yeah, I don't really do mornings either, but if people make special requests, I'll come through in the morning. But my thing is, I don't want to just be showing up in the morning and then I have stuff scheduled for late night, and I'll still do my so one-off live stream here and there, but everything is basically for the late shift. Just stream when you have oranges. Yeah, it's funny, Molly Dolly. I thought about getting some oranges today, and that's the only thing. I looked at the oranges, and I said there should be a reason I get these oranges, and I didn't. People would not like me in the morning. Well, yeah, you could probably be cranky. I don't know. Everybody changes. People can be morning folks. I'm not really a morning person, but I adjust and I adapt really quick. So I don't know. Like I said, I'll get up for the check. What I'm saying? You need me to get up in the morning. You need me to tell me the time, the date, what you want me to do. Cut the check. But anyway, that's just what it is. You want me up early in the morning, for work purposes. I'll come through. The date, the time, the purpose. Cut the check, cut the check, cut the check. But that's what it is. I was nice in the morning. I grind, give her a best mom room. Yeah, well, I mean, I get it. I get it. Cargo. We all can't be, fresh as a daisy all the time. It's kind of scary how much I can do off a little sleep, though. That's the funny thing. There's times when I had 3 hours of sleep and I just kept going from 8 in the morning to like 10, 11 at night. I'm out there grinding, doing my thing, like Tupac, this all night money making got me out of touch. Lulu, love you. I appreciate you. And I forgot to share this in the chat. I think it's something about the chat as far as when I do it late night, they don't share it with you. When I do it during this time, people share it. So I don't know. YouTube is doing all kind of wonky stuff with the algorithm. But effectually, this live stream is about you, the subscriber, about you, the people in the chat. Because I talk about many different things. And I'm the type of person that can talk about anything. Matter of fact, I am the person that talks about anything. However, thank you, Cheryl. Thank you for coming through. And don't forget to say happy birthday to Lynn Denton. Today is Lynn Denton's birthday. We want to give her some love, make her feel special about herself, So that's what it is. Just came in to say I'm really not feeling well today. But much love. Well, much love to you back, and hopefully you feel better, Cheryl. It sucks, having a cold or feeling bad around this time. I'm still, fighting, off little summer colds myself, but definitely I can relate to, being sick in the summer. I'm not gonna do a live stream about it, but that's funny. It reminded me about something. Anyway, like I was saying, this live stream is about you, the viewer, the subscriber, the listener, the viewer, the person that's here now. If you ever have anything that you want to talk about, if you ever, have anything that you want discussed, anything that you want brought up or brought awareness to, Lulu knows this too, then I'll be more than willing to talk about it. There's times we talked about mental health. There's times, I did a lot of live streams about mental health. Not a lot, but I've done quite a few about love to everyone, can't really stay stomach nonsense. Happy birthday to them. Yeah, cargo, hugs and kisses. There you go. Appreciate that. See you later, Cheryl. I appreciate you for coming through, stopping by. Hopefully you feel better, stomach, how that goes, other issues and whatnot, but I do appreciate the love that you show. I do appreciate y'all folks stopping by, Yeah, definitely feel better, Cheryl, feel better. Thank you for coming through. It is greatly appreciated, like I said, just rough it out, tough it out, things will get better, just people go through things and that's what that is, broken legend, how can we put you back together? But thank you, Broken Legend, for coming through. Appreciate you. Back to bed. Okay, Cheryl, that's what's up. Welcome, Broken. This is just a live stream that I fixed up, to talk to the people and whatnot. Like I said, I don't expect everybody to stay. And, like I said, I don't have a whole bunch of deep words and things to say, in this live stream. I'm just really talking about basically if you ever have something that you want to talk about, if you ever have something that you want me to bring up, if you have an issue that you feel like is not being discussed or talked about, or the issue is something that you just want to chop it up about, if you just want to tell some jokes, if you just want to have a silly time, if because I'm somebody, like I said, they probably said in the beginning I was a little too serious, and sometimes I could be a little too serious, a little heavy-handed, but also too, we could chill, we could just be goofy, and all that kind of stuff, but I'm willing to talk about and try to discuss and get to it all because we live real lives, and people have different things going on with them and stuff that may matter to them, and nobody's really talking about it. Sometimes you be online and you got all these different things that other people are trying to feed you to, or trying to get you to buy, or trying to get you to be influenced by, and sometimes you want to talk about the things that matter most to you. So I'm just doing this live stream to say that, hey, if you stop by, yeah, gratitude popped in my head today. I mean, I can definitely do something on gratitude. It's not a problem. Definitely not a problem. I can get up and talk about gratitude. It's good being grateful and stuff like that. But that's something I'll talk about definitely for another live stream, unless you want to talk about it right now. I mean, it's important to be grateful, to have gratitude for each day, that we wake up and whatnot. Not everybody wakes up. Not everybody, has the time to, spend with their loved ones and whatnot. Not a lot of people get a chance to really just, accomplish all the dreams and goals that they have in their heart. So, yeah, it is important to be grateful. It's important to be humble. Excuse me. But yeah, no, that's definitely something. That's definitely something I need to talk about. And it's funny, Lulu, when you talk about gratitude. In some of my older videos, you can ask me a question. In some of my older videos, you just did ask me a question. That's funny. You remind me at work. What's going on, Crimson Fantasy? You remind me at work when somebody asks me, "Can I ask a question?" And I usually say to them without trying to be rude, I was like, "You just did." But yeah, back to what I was saying, Lulu. It's funny that you mentioned gratitude because when it comes to gratitude, I did a series. I did a 30 days of gratitude. And that was cool. I gotta try to do that again sometimes when I have spare moments and stuff like that. When I have time to do it, what's going on, Crimson Fantasy? So what I mean, I need to link up with you, man, because we didn't get a chance to do the live stream. I'm available tonight. I'm available right after this live stream if you want to go live. Really, to tell you the truth, anybody else wants me to come live on their channel, just let me know. I got some minutes to spare. I definitely got some minutes to spare. Just chillaxing and doing that. That's a good idea, 30 days. Yeah, no, I did 30 days of gratitude. It is a great idea. I encourage people to do it. And I just did basic stuff. I just talked about different things that I was grateful for 30 days. And it was interesting, how my mood was, after 30 days. Finally better after 2 weeks of an ear infection. I'm pretty good. Oh, okay, cool. Glad you're feeling better. Has somebody ever said something in a joking way and it was a joke, but it leaves you unsure how to feel about it? Yes. People have said stuff to me about, how they feel about me or, like, just ways that they may have felt uncomfortable. And then people will put it in a joking way. It's like a mentor said to me, people will be, they'll be serious with you in a joking way. Like I said, if I may not like you, like, haha, you're a piece of crap, and then, jokingly, you kind of like, you laughing too, ha ha ha, but in the back of your mind, you're wondering, like, is that how you really feel? And it's like I was always taught, when you listen to people, if you listen to folks long enough, Cargo, they'll tell you who they are, even in a joke. If somebody jokes with you, it is something that you feel uncomfortable about or something they're trying to pass off as nothing, you could let it go the first time. But if it comes up again and it's a joke again, then, I would pay attention to it. Yeah, I'm glad you're feeling better. Should I hit you? Okay, yeah, no, definitely Crimson. No problems. Any better? Shout out to Green Bay Wacky. I seen the message from him out there. Shout out to Green Bay Wacky out there doing his thing. But yeah, Cargo, I have been in situations like those. I try not to be the person on the other end where you may be mad. Some people call it a passive aggressive thing, So I mean, some people call it really like, it's one of those things where, you're being sarcastic but passive aggressive at the same time. You're giving some people say a backhanded compliment. I told somebody recently. I said to them, you're cool people when you're not being when you're not being negative, or when you're not yelling at folks. And somebody said I gave a backhanded compliment, and some people could see it as that, or it could be a situation where you're not being straight up with somebody, hopefully that addresses it and whatnot. But yeah, I've definitely been in that situation. I've definitely, yeah, I mean, definitely. When it comes to jokes, people do a lot of things. What's going on, Mills? Appreciate you for coming through. Right now I'm just here, chill and kick back. I don't even know how long this live stream is gonna last. I really don't. But just here, with you. I mean, I know y'all folks got things y'all want to talk about, things that's on your mind. I don't know if there's any burning questions that you have. If there's any burning questions you have, any things that you want to say, anything you want to comment on. I don't know if it's something in the news, if it's something not too personal, not to say I don't care, because I don't want you to expose yourself online. Sometimes people will put too much of themselves, online. Green Bay Wacky is doing a lot. It's doing a lot. Tell Lulu, tell Green Bay Wacky I said hello to him. Much love to him. Peace to him if he's still here. Shout out to all the folks out there in the community. Doing their thing, making things happen and whatnot. So that's just really what that is. And also too, shout out to Lynn Denton. Happy birthday to you, Miss Denton. May you live long and prosper as it pertains to life. In general, specifically. Not specific, I don't know. But this is just where I'm at right now, and it's cool. I guess I'm easy like Sunday afternoon right now, just thinking about what's going on, so it is what it is. Yeah, I see the message that you just sent, Lou. I see the message that you sent, this is what some people may call sometimes the awkward small talk and whatnot, so that's just what it is, a lot going on, a lot happening. Hopefully folks have a great week, and it seems like Sunday afternoon is a prime time to live stream. So whenever I get some time, in the future, maybe in the distant future, who knows, maybe I may do some Sunday afternoon live streams and whatnot. That's interesting though. It looks like you probably could pick up a good crowd and, get people to come in and just talk about different things and whatnot. I got so much I can talk about, but so much I won't talk about because I got to leave it for later. I got to leave it for the later live stream. I will be doing a live stream later, God spare life, maybe, a little bit later in the night. I don't know if 11, 12. I'm not really in a rush, so I'm going to be doing the late shift with Mel. And I appreciate you folks for supporting the late shift, for coming on to that live stream and supporting that and just really being there and whatnot. Definitely. I appreciate it, Cargo and Llama Monster. So thank you for coming by. Later live streams are definitely fun. And Cargo, I promise you, this one will be, it will be fun tonight. What I'm saying? Like I said, it will be fun tonight. I don't know if I'm going to get some oranges, but yes, it will be fun tonight. The subject matter, what I will talk about. How do you feel about the media portraying all white people as racist? Well, what's up, Green Bay Wacky? I appreciate you for coming through. Technetic Beats, I have not forgotten about the 16. I wrote a 16 for you, and I don't know where I put it, but I'll find something in my phone, literally, to give you. And as far as that Caesar goes, I don't think the media portrays all white people as racist. I just think, it may be some media that may benefit off of, race baiting and the whole racial, part of it and stuff like that. I haven't forgotten about you, Technetic Beast. I haven't forgotten about you. I'm just trying to find the right one. I have poems that sound like raps, I could make up a rap on here, so that's just what it is, hippity hop, wibbity wop, gibbity bop, give me the Glock, get the mumble rap, this is just like NASCAR. That's funny, Green Bay Wacky. Yes, Cargo, thank you. I don't believe all white people are racist. I don't think the media portrays all white people as racist. I think there's certain segments and certain, pockets of, the media that may play up a race war or play up the race baiting or, make things, racial tensions become something, because you have to understand, Caesar, if you do that, now you can sell, newspapers, magazines, online subscriptions, you can really get people interested. I'm telling you, if you prefer anything to race, it'll definitely, move the needle. What's going on, Brown Dwarf? Thank you for coming through. Right now, just in the chill kickback stage of the chat. No offense, but I think everyone has racist tendencies. I don't know, but I tell you something that I heard today, I saw today, which just disappointed me. It was a lady in the supermarket, and she was trying to talk to one of the guys, the stock boys and whatnot, in the supermarket, Spanish guy. I love all races too. So black lady, trying to talk to the Spanish guy, and she was trying to get him to, get the vegetables, get some good looking vegetables or some meat or something out there. The produce wasn't looking too good, and she's like, "Could you go to the back and get some good looking produce?" So it was a little language barrier, communication and whatnot. What she said next disappointed me as the Spanish guy was walking away. She's like, I can't stand it, the Spanish people not being able to learn how to speak English. And I just shook my head. You know what I'm saying? I just shook my head. I said, what did that have to matter if the man was actually doing what he was supposed to do? So, that's just something that just kind of upset me. It's like it shouldn't matter if a person couldn't speak great English as long as they was able to serve you. What about the human being that's actually, trying to deal with you? So that was just that. I mean, as far as everybody having racist tendencies, I don't know about that. Now, do you feel like these black people that have been in the media lately have been racially profiled? Do you think society has become too sensitive? Well, I think it's a combination of both. I think it's a combination of both. I think it's a combination of people, worried about, you know, um, different sensitivities, and then there's a combination of people who do get profiled, and they do get stereotyped, and sometimes, as a race or culture, folks stereotypes themselves, so, and it's just a back and forth. It's a combination. It's a very murky situation as it comes to that. And then there was Llama Monster. I appreciate Llama Monster. Shout out to Llama Monster, and shout out to Cargo 619. I liked your backyard rant. I thought that was great. Shout out to those lazy YouTubers out there and the slideshows. Oh man, God, that was an epic rant in the backyard, Llama Monster. I encourage people to check that out. Llama Monster is a comedian, a comic genius on the low. Wacky says, yes, a combination of both people overlook when someone has chased because they had a gun or drug dealing and caught up and something happened. Yes, Green Bay Wacky. But it also goes down to, people not taking the time out to communicate with each other and to understand each other and see each other as human beings. Sometimes people are just afraid. Like I give you, for instance, I'm in my neighborhood. I live in the projects, and I saw this Caucasian or seemingly Caucasian family walking through like they were on a cruise line. I mean, these folks look so petrified and terrified. I wanted to tell them, I said, look, you don't have to be afraid of black people. Nobody's going to jump on you, but, New York, big city of dreams. Everything in New York ain't always what it seems. You might be cool if you come from out of town, but with you, by golly, I know my way around. Uptown, downtown, all the way around. Let me say, do you think stereotypes have some truth to them? They do, they do. My family is all shapes, colors, and sizes. Stereotypes have some truth to them, Caesar, just because of the fact that they come from somewhere. They probably highlight the most negative. Not they probably. A lot of times they highlight the most negative aspects of a particular person. I heard that. I seen that. Yeah. Wig. That's funny. Llama Monster. Yeah. The Brown Door says my family is all shape, colors, and sizes. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Something that bothers me when guys wear gold and Jordans, and then I have to wait for them to count a bunch of change to buy snacks or EBT. Yeah, eat better tonight. That's what we call it in the hood. Those are the eat better tonight cards. Well, it happens. People do abuse the system, and but sometimes it's people's way of life. That's all they know. What can you tell somebody? It's like somebody being in a trailer park. Coming from the trailer park and having a different lifestyle, a different type of behavior that they do. You tell people not to be that way. I don't know. Saw a story the other day. A guy was on the corner, 22 years old, waving a gun. No one disputed that. The neighbors called the cops anyway. He got shot and killed, and police said racist, and people said racist cops. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you missed that live stream. Give me wacky. We were talking about race baiting. And I did speak, when I was speaking about race baiting, this is a couple of live streams ago. I was saying how if a white man has a dispute with a white man, thanks for the conversation, I got a clock in. Nothing wrong with that, Caesar. Thank you, no problem. I'll talk about anything. I was saying, Green Bay Wacky, in one of the live streams that I did about race baiting, if a white man has a dispute with a white man, it's just a dispute. If a white man has a dispute with a black man, now it's a racially charged situation. Just like if it's a situation between a Hispanic man and an Asian, or a Russian and a Jew, all these things come into that. But it was a decision of the young person to have a gun that probably was bad. Yes, it was Green Bay Wacky. But if it's a white and a black person involved, be it male and female. Yeah, people can be idiots, brown dwarf. Well, that is true too. They say cops do target black people and whatnot. I mean, those are things that happen. But the point I'm trying to highlight is that no matter what the situation is, the cop could have done everything right. But if something happens where it's an unfavorable outcome, automatically race is going to be insulated or, inserted into the situation, and it's going to become a deeper, bigger issue, no matter what. I could go outside right now, right, and have a knockdown, drag out argument with a white person right now, and that white person just hauls off and slap me up and rough me up and do all that stuff. We have a racially charged situation. And it could have been, like I said, it could have been a situation where we just didn't like each other. It had nothing to do with race, just personality. But another white man could go out there, same argument, same words, no racial slurs, slap him up, beat him up, do that, and it was just a dispute between two white men. Even black, I could go out there, fight another black man and curse him, and we curse each other, and it's just that. But when it's different races, now all of a sudden, you get into that situation where it could be definitely a race baiting situation. Let me see some of the comments. Then there was the welfare queen collecting hundreds of thousands from other people's welfare checks. Yeah, those happen too. Broken Legend says, I've always wondered if stereotypes and labels come from humans want to have more control in a world where it's not possible. Actually, I think you're onto something with that Broken Legend. I mean, when you talk about it, in the beginning, when God created the earth and put man on it, you're meant to have dominion over the earth and, the cattle and, the resources, not other people. So a lot of times we spend so much time trying to have dominion over other people, as opposed to trying to have dominion over the earth and control the environment and keep things, in a crazy way, together, in a realistic way. Green Bay Wacky says, personally, I just think Satan's using race to cause hate and ungodly behavior in society, but that's a spiritual argument. Well, I just gave another spiritual thing too. I mean, I'm not above talking about that. I guess I'm not the live stream for everybody because I'll talk about everything that people are not supposed to talk about. Do you think racism against? Do you think there is racism against white people? Just curious. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I hate when people say it's reverse racism because at the end of the day, what the hell is that? But that's just, I digress. So it's just that it's so pronounced when it comes to racism versus from white versus black because of slavery and stuff like that. So yeah, I do think so too. It does exist. Tosh Tom, yes, racism against white people exists too, and yes, we got Tosh Tom in the building. I mean, the conversation was getting real deep. We are all the human race. Yes, we are all the human race, but unfortunately, certain lives seem to matter more than others. That's why you would hear people yell stuff like Black Lives Matter and, this live is that and the third and whatnot. So it's kind of crazy. It's interesting. Well, are my streams always interesting? I would like them to be Green Bay Wacky, but they're not always as interesting as I would like them to be. But I appreciate you. You're too kind, especially with a man that does the green screen and coming from a woman who definitely does different challenges and stuff like that. But shout out to Llama Monster and Cargo Sparrow for holding me down last night in that stream. Yeah, that was an awesome stream. We talked about a lot of different stuff. What about the American Indians? Over 100 million killed since the settlement of the United States. Well, my opinion on that is messed up. You should have 1 million followers. Nah, not yet. I shouldn't have 1 million followers yet. I'm Tosh time to get to 1 million before me. Mel, what would you tell a white person that feels that recent media incidents are an attack on a white race? It's not. I would say you have a lot to learn. If no offense to any white folks out there, believe me, there are a lot of people that have attacks going on them because of the color of their skin. And I'm sorry if there's any white people that feel like they're being attacked and they're being persecuted right now. Believe me, you got a lot of people right now. If you not even on a black level, let's put black aside, white and black aside. If you look at the immigrants and the things that they're going through right now, how can me as a black man say that I have it the worst in this country when I don't? I mean, I have issues. I got to watch myself around the cops and whatnot, what's going on. So, You will hit a million, speak it into existence. Yeah, it'll come. It'll come, Touchdown. It'll come. Put in that work. Every current nation on earth is built on the backs of conquered peoples before. It's not just the U.S. This is true, Lama Master. I agree with you. It's awful, but it's how it is. Broken Legend says, I also believe stereotypes are spread to make people feel that they have something better than others, and those who accept the labels are doing it due to the pressure or sense of belonging. Yeah, no, that's a fair point, Broken Legend. I mean, people do accept certain stereotypes because they got to fit in. And there's folks that feel like they're like superior, and people are inferior to them, and it's sad, it's unfortunate, but these things do exist. And you know, I just remember they got to know him more in the hangouts. So like, well, I'm glad to call you a friend too as well, Green Bay Wacky. I got to see the man behind the whack. Whatever you would say. Have you heard about the VOP? No, I haven't heard about the VOP. I have not heard about that. That's funny that we're talking. I hear police siren in the background. Any black person in America knows that you hear the police siren, you got to stop. It's almost like a moment of silence, see what's going on. But that's what it is. Uh, am I just real? I hope I'm not just fake, but I appreciate that. So, yeah, but Caesar, as it pertains to that, if a white person feels like they're being persecuted or something's going against them, they got to stand in line because we are all going through something. We're all going through something. So that's what it is. It's probably worse in some areas. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Green Bay Wacky. It's worse in some areas. But I think everybody has issues and things that they're facing. Be it you a poor white person coming from different rural areas or trailer parks and things like that happen. I've been pulled over for PB passenger black and a few times craziness. Yeah, it gets like that sometimes. Llama Master, and sometimes you really don't know what's gonna happen. That's why right now I'm not even all that. Like I said, I'm not even all that sad that I don't drive. I have a license, but I don't drive. But I feel for people that have to go through those situations, and I get memories of Sandra Bland and how that situation went. She was going from Chicago to Texas on a job interview, and she wound up dead in jail. Somebody gotta explain that one to me. What's going on, DJ Films? Thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. This is the rare Sunday afternoon live stream, and I express where veterans on patrol. They are an army of military vets and volunteer civilians that patrol the Mexican borders and stopping drug and human trafficking. Yeah, good luck with that. Good luck with that. If that's what they're trying to do, taking that at beast. Thank you, Tosh. You don't need a car in the city. It would be more of a liability. Sometimes you do, because I could give you a whole rant on MTA. I was saying F MTA the other day, which I had to pull back on that. If anybody ride MTA or mass transit in the city, it's like a religious event when it comes to the weekends. It's like, the delays come on time. It's like you got until Wednesday night. After Wednesday night is crazy. CML questions get the stream popular. I know you're most relaxed last week. No, it happens, Caesar. It's just the type of question that you were asking. You were asking something that was kind of misconstrued in a way. I mean, I didn't have no problems with you, but you were asking me a question that was it was you were touching a little too close. I put the stream on Twitter. I appreciate that, Green Bay Wacky. Always a pleasure, always a privilege to see you, man. If I was on Twitter, I would put if I was still on Twitter, I would put your streams on Twitter and stuff like that. I'm debating about joining Facebook because I think it's coming to that time, and I'm debating joining Instagram. It's seeming like I'm gonna have to join Facebook and Instagram, and join the evil empire and just hunker down and do all that stuff. It's looking like I'll do that. I just don't know when and know how. I just want to set it up in a way where I'm not getting crazy out there. There are some frenzied Democrats that actually protest some ICE officers while they were raiding a child trafficking ring. Whoa. Okay, got clocking in for reals this time. Yeah, Caesar, thank you for coming through. Have a safe day at work. Be careful. Don't troll in real life. Only online. But yeah. So that's that. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if anybody heard about how they're trying to get rid of ICE. They're trying to get rid of ICE altogether. Now, I'm not saying ICE is 100%. I hate the Facebook wants everyone's real name. I just want a business page, but it still spits over the real hell bent on the real name. Well, I can give them my real name Green Bay Wacky, not my stripper name, you know. But anyway, uh, uh, did I call you? No, I did not. No, I did not. But that's funny. That's funny. That's funny. You mean Ice Poseidon? Not Ice Poseidon. I'm talking about immigration. Immigration. Not Ice Poseidon. I doubt Ice Poseidon is doing any raids on anybody's homes to stop a human trafficking ring. If he is, I would be impressed. If again, I'll say this: if Ice Poseidon is doing a raid to stop a human trafficking and doing a live stream, that might be the most watched live stream ever on YouTube. But I get it. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Thank you again for coming through, DJM Films. I appreciate you for being here. Zuckerberg is deep in the pockets of Congress. Well, he probably is, but they have a product over there that's effective for getting yourself out there and noticed and known, and doing particular things as it pertains to social media. As has been said by certain social media experts out there, you're crazy if you're not on Facebook and Instagram at this particular point in time. Now, we're talking about streams, then out of the blue, I heard they were trying to get rid of ICE. Yes, 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 yes. Not ICE Poseidon, the actual immigration. There are people calling for, them to eliminate, the immigration or the vice, like that vice unit or whatever, just, I don't know how that's going to work. You have to have somebody that deals with that particular side of things, but it's an overreaction, or maybe it's a politically correct way of dealing with the problem that, has deep, 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 deep wounds. When it comes to immigration, I could do a whole live stream about that. I could do a series of live streams about immigration. Something tells me I may have to. Because the prevailing theme or the prevailing problem right now, or issue that's not going away in this country, is immigration. And I try to tell a lot of people who are coming over from Mexico, be careful, man, because, a lot of attitudes are really getting real strong versus people who are crossing the border illegally. There are people who are really willing to go out there and, do some damage. Thank you, Green Bay Wacky. I appreciate that. So, it's a problem that goes very deep, almost back to the earliest days of the United States, in the war between them and Mexico and stuff like that, and gold and all that stuff that we're probably not going to talk about right now. But this is a deep thing. This goes back. This, like I said, still waters run deep on this one. This is not just about this one. I suspect under the table business want illegal immigrants for cheap labor. That's part of it. That's definitely a big part of it. But this goes deeper than that. It's deeper than that. They want to get rid of the ICE because they are making kidnapping children and putting them in detention centers, and they're processing and eventually release the sponsors, aka child traffickers. Bingo. There's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff going on. A lot of things can happen. Like I said, child trafficking, they become sex slaves, they become day laborers, all kind of stuff going on. So, it's going on a new level. Me personally, I would tell my family to stay in Mexico. We're going to fight it out with the cartels, because the things that they're doing to these children right now, like I said, a lot of stuff is not hitting the media. A lot of stuff is not being talked about. These kids are getting kidnapped on U.S. soil. Think about that for a second. These kids are getting kidnapped on U.S. soil and being sold. Not all those children are coming back. They even said it in the news, if anybody was paying attention. Anybody's paying attention. These children are being returned because people made a stink about it. Folks started talking out and speaking up about it, but the reality is, man, these kids are being sold. These kids are being bought and sold. People forget in the black market, everything is for sale. And you think some immigrant children ain't for sale? That's what I tell people, man. Be careful sending your 16-year-old child over here. Be careful sending your 9-year-old daughter through the desert by themselves, trying to make a way and try to listen. I'm not saying you should be out there, strapping it up, fighting against the cartels, but, dealing with this in a foreign land versus trying to deal with the cartel and the corrupt Mexican government, I probably take my chances with a corrupt Mexican government, because you don't know what's going to happen in the United States. You come here trying to get to the United States, trying to get to California, get to Texas, your child wound up somewhere in Paris somewhere, as a sex slave or something. Like I said, this sound a little rough. I know this sound a little raw, it sound a little crazy. But like I said, you don't have to take my word for it. Do the research, look at it yourself and see what's going on. Some liberals are acting upon knee-jerk reaction and considering the consequences. Abolish ICE and would be a terrible mistake. I never went to Mexico. Scared. I'm thinking, well, not all of Mexico was bad. They got the tourist destinations, just like any other country, out there. Any, like I guess picturesque country. It's just a lot of corruption going on. You could go to Grenada, Barbados, Turks and Caicos. There's a lot of poor sections of it. Brazil, Venezuela, like I said, there's a lot of beach resorts. Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico. Well, not Puerto Rico so much now because Puerto Rico got issues going on, just with the whole, hurricane and stuff like that hit them not too long. They're still doing the cleanup out there. I want to go to Barbados so bad. Yeah. There's a lot of beautiful parts of Barbados, but on the flip side, there's poor parts of Barbados that people don't want to go to. You want to go to the resort where the water is clear and clean and they're serving you all you can eat and all that stuff. And, you can take the nice, beautiful pictures. But if you look on the other side over there where the gate is and the armed military people, there's some real things going on out in Barbados, or Jamaica or something like that. This is why I think VFP is doing a good thing by focusing on saving the kids and busting the child trafficking operations. I want to go to the little queen of the dance hall. Oh, what you know about that? The little queen of the dance hall. Let me see Cargo out there. Cargo Sparrow getting a dance on. The dance hall queen for life and the dynamite. Anyway, that's what that is. Yeah. That's an interesting situation over there. I'm not gonna lie about the VOP. The veterans doing their thing. I just tell them to be careful too, because now you're going into stuff with the Mexican government. You're getting into border patrol. You're getting into some very dicey areas and stuff like that, and then you are only volunteers. Yep, reggae and salsa are my thing. There's nothing wrong with that. My brother's into that stuff heavy. I was never a big reggae fan. I like certain songs and stuff like that, but that's dope. That's definitely dope that you're into reggae and salsa. Soca. I said Sosa. Sosa, drug dealer. But anyway, I don't know why I'm thinking about that. And then there's also drug trafficking and whatnot. But be it as it may, there's a lot of issues and a lot of deeper things going on that nobody really wants to talk about as it pertains to immigration. And like I said, that could be, honestly, I could do at least 10 to 20 different live streams about immigration and the effects of it and the other side of it and the politics behind it and the corrupt laws and, the effect on the children and the effect of families being separated. Like I said, we can go waist deep. I was thinking of another word, but we could go waist deep on that situation, and we would still have so much more to go. You know what I'm saying? So it's a rabbit hole when it comes to immigration, because there's so many different things that are going on with immigrations that if people begin to peel back the layers, you would be like, oh my God, I thought it was a problem when it came to racial tension. I thought it was a problem when it came to abortion rights. I thought it was a problem when it came to gender inequality. I thought it was a right when it came to gay rights. You believe me, yeah, it's an agenda. It's an agenda there. So, like I said, man, listen, you don't hear enough people talk about it enough, ingenify. That's funny. Yeah, they created that word last night, ingenify. People ingenify, how do you ingenify your sex, But anyway, that's another story. You have to watch the replay on the other live stream. Oh, and I would steal that from you. For anybody that's actually got to this point, if you're watching this point, later on, then you've hit the replay. Shout out to the replay gang. Replay gang. Oh my God, that's funny. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Nah, it's what it is. It's what it is. It's Sparrow. So I don't know if I'll still call you 619, but Sparrow. You want to marry Jack Sparrow. Pirates of the Caribbean. I get it. Identify by sex, ingenify. Oh, like I said, technetic beak cell. You get it. Okay, you sharp and quick. You got that right away. Yeah, it was a mix-up last night. I was talking about how do you identify, and then they said it sounded like I ingenify. And that was basically us just being tired. We had a good conversation last night. I had a good conversation. I was talking about labels and how people self-identify, and do you think labels are important and stuff like that. You can call me whatever you want, bro. This is not easily offended. No. I'm not gonna call you whatever I want. I respect you too much, But the thing is, it is what it is. Last night though was a one of the great live stream. It was a good live stream, definitely a good live stream. Me and Llama Monster were having a conversation for most of the part. Then Bumblebee jumped. No, was Bumblebee Junction there last night? I'm sorry if I don't remember if you were there. I know Big Dog Leather came in. I know there was some people lurking in the background. Shout out to the lurkers. Even shout out to the lurkers now. I appreciate you now. You know, they probably saying, well, what the heck is this man talking about? Is he getting conspiracy theorists on me? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. Never call me late for dinner. Hashtag fat guy. Yeah, you can call me anything, just never late for dinner. You know, I think me and Llama Monster would be offended by that, you know. On my Facebook profile it says, I'm just a person who is me. That is who I am. True, but some people identify different ways, you know. So that's what we were talking about last night. I'm not trying to rehash that conversation. If you want to see what that conversation was, go to that live stream last night on the late shift. I think it was episode number 2. My brother wants to kill me. He just realized why I was laughing at him, looking out our window in search of the sirens. Oh my God, that's funny. Hey, you see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? In search of the sirens. In search of the sirens. That's what happens. Black people know. You hear them sirens, you're like, woo! Gotta turn the light off. Like, yo, make sure they ain't looking. You know. Nah, man. But yeah. Nah. The sirens. The sirens are there. I don't know if you can hear the sirens or whatever, but that's just what it is. That's just what it is. Tosh time. You know. Oh my God. Talking about the cops. I think of the show, Cops, the actual reality show. Bad boys, bad boys. What you gonna do when they come for you, bad boys? Yeah, he's looking hard because listen, Tosh Child, listen, you know. All right. Anybody that's done anything, or if you just black, you know how it is when those sirens come. I live very close to a police, fire, and ambulance garage, so sirens are part of the day. Yeah, sirens are the backdrop of the unofficial soundtrack of New York, so, you know, but it's a different level when you're a black person and you're in the hood, or you come from that life, or you've been around that life, or you know what that life is like. You know, sometimes that siren, I don't know what that siren is outside. It could have been the ambulance. It could have been the fire department. It could have been the police, whoever, right? But you kind of know. Yeah, they only do. They only know. Like I said, I was coming in yesterday from the McDonald's. I was coming back in, and the police were rushing to the projects like it was the scene of the crime. I'm heading out possibly streaming about my nerd RPG type stuff and staying legendary. Okay, Broken Legend, thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. Namaste. I don't know. Peace and love. You know, stay up. But yeah, Tosh. I was coming in from the movies or whatever. Not the movies. I wanted to go to the movies. I was in the High Line yesterday in New York City. I was sightseeing basically. And I was coming in, and then all of a sudden something happened, and the cops were rushing into the projects. Woo! And it's just a regular day. It's just a regular day. It's one of those things you just got to watch yourself. You know, you never know. You never know. You know, dealing with the police is definitely a different experience, be it you brown or black in the United States. You know, you definitely got to watch yourself. You know, and learn the etiquette, learn the ways. You know, learn your way around, and that's any state. You know, be it San Francisco, you know, be it Mississippi, Tallahassee, New York. So there are areas like that not far from me too. Yeah, Sparrow. You know, so you just gotta watch out. You know, I tell anybody, you know, if you ain't got no business being around that area and it's a rough area, keep your behind from away from there. You know, if you don't look like the usual suspect, don't make yourself a suspect. If you're not a target, don't make yourself into the target. You know, just move away, step away, you know, remove yourself from the scene. You know, try to, you know, be aware. You know, I'm not gonna say like McGruff the crime dog, but, you know, check your surroundings, see what's going on around you. You know, the life you save, as they used to say, may just be your own. Yeah, that's what that is, you know. But I don't know if there's anything else you folks got to say, you know. We've got a trailer park nearby that makes all the hillbilly stereotypes come true. Yeah, I try not to go into the trailer park range, but that happens. You know, there's, you know, some 8 Mile action, you know, Eminem, B Rabbits out there, you know. Stereotypes are there, you know. If we was to speak about stereotypes, I was asked about stereotypes earlier in this live stream. And the reality with stereotypes is truth to them, because you're highlighting the negativities and making the negativities a stereotype. You're making the negativities almost a attribute or feature of that person, as to say, this is how they all are, or this is how they all act, or they're all like this, or they all look alike, they all sound alike, they all smoke and drink, they all sex each other up, they all shoot each other, they all got guns in the house. Look at them, there's a gun behind him live streaming, he got an AK-47, I walk around strapped. I got another gang story to tell you, and that's not the truth, just like everybody, in the trailer park or whatever, they ain't all Breaking Bad, ain't everybody in there Walter White cooking up a meth, and doing all that stuff, and ain't a whole bunch of mad geniuses walking around cooking up crystal, and ain't a whole bunch of people all leaned over and strung out, even though unfortunately, by the train station around where I live, there are a lot of meth heads out there, so every area has a ghetto. That isn't on the brochure. Well, I disagree with that. If you go to the rich areas, if you go to the area where I work in Midtown. Ain't no ghetto in Midtown. Ain't no darn ghetto in Midtown. They got too many cameras and cops out there. It looks like a movie set, and sometimes it is. They've even filmed Daredevil and other movies out there. The Good Lawyer or something? I forgot what the name of that one is. Anyway, believe me. So you go to some of the richer areas, you'll see homeless people. You may see people from the hood, but you won't see the hood. If someone who didn't know any better walked through my neighborhood, they think it was so nice, but if you live here, you know the real truth of what goes on. Uh-oh, that's behind the scene. Cargo Sparrow says, if you only knew. Look at that shady character in there. All Canadians ain't good. They stop. Oh, Midtown is the exception, not the rule. Yes, Midtown is the exception. Park Avenue, Lexington Avenue, all kind of stuff. You gotta watch out. The rich folks are dangerous too. I always think of that movie. Was it The Devil's Advocate? They up there doing all kind of satanic stuff, and there's an Al Pacino type and a Keanu Reeves, the young lawyer. Like I said, I don't know. Go have sex with your sister. Let me stop. Get a little too deep. Get a little too deep there. A little crazy stuff. But forgive me. Just a lot of crazy thoughts running through the mind. But yeah. Stereotypes are bad. I don't know how we got to the devil's advocate of stereotypes, but that's just where we at. They probably think I'm crazy right now. It's all good. New York is amazing. I think all Americans need to make a pilgrimage there once in their lives. Yes, I agree. You should, but just be careful. Learn. Meet people from New York and whatnot. I will keep my opinions to myself. Yes, sometimes people keep their opinions to themselves on Mel's live streams. But what I do to y'all, which y'all may not realize, I purposely put you in a situation when you come to my live streams to say what you just said, Technetic Beats. There has been something that I said, and there's been very few people. I'll give the credit to Taj Tom, I'll give the credit to Llama Monster, and there's a few others that's going to speak their piece. They don't care what other folks is thinking. Like, especially Lava Monster. You should see that other live stream, So folks are going to speak their piece. I love it. Not to say I don't respect people for not speaking their piece, to be diplomatic about it, but I get it, so that's just what happens. I get it, because I put people purposely in a position to say, you know what, either I'm going to say my piece or I'm going to keep it to myself, because how else do we have these conversations? How else do you say these things that you've been holding and having and whatnot? You should hear some of my private chats. Oh my God, some of my private chats have pissed a couple of people off. I had some real deep conversations. You'd be like, oh my God, how did he let him say that? How did he just say that? Oh my God, where's the NAACP? Call Sharpton, not that I mess with them like that, but I get it, so no. It's not that. It's not. I get it, Technetic Beats. Sometimes, you got to be careful, because it's like, I think Cargo would allow me to say, it's like Cargo was saying in the last live stream. Sometimes, people, don't understand where you're coming from. I was in Manhattan in Times Square and stayed on the Jersey side and took a ferry across the Hudson River. Never been to Niagara Falls or Hyannis, all my New York experiences. I don't think you've experienced all of New York. Actually, that is why I favor him, because he doesn't frown on for peaceful debates. Well, I love to have civil debates. I mean, the reality is we all don't agree, you know. And as far as what you went through, Green Bay Wacky, if you have ever been to Brooklyn, the Bronx, Queens, Staten Island, right, and you just been to Manhattan, you haven't experienced all of New York, because New York is not just Manhattan. New York is not just the city. There's so many good restaurants and places you can go. Like if you come to Brooklyn, one of the places that I encourage you to go, it's a small museum, but go to the New York Transit Museum. Very small, but it shows the train system, how it was in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, stuff like that. My dad grew up in the Bronx. I have relatives there somewhere. Well, you should reconnect with them. You know, like the show on PBS, Green Bay Wacky, Green Bay Wacky, Find Your Roots, Rediscovering Your Roots, or whatever the case. I got to the state of New York on the regular, but NYC, I went once for 8 hours, but I will be back one day. Yes, you will be back, Cargo. You know, I was almost born in NYC, but through a fate, I ended up popping out in Massachusetts. Jid Lid, what's going on? I got two members of the Monster family. Moment of silence. But it's always a beautiful thing to have Jid Lid and Llama Monster and any monster, you know, within reason in the live stream. So I appreciate you folks. You know, definitely a big shout out to Monster family. You know, Betty Spaghetti Monster, Monster Chick, you know, the immortal pet monster, you know, like I said, a granny monster. I see y'all folks out there. I know y'all still like to click. Y'all like the Wu-Tang Clan of YouTube or something, you know. You Google Wu-Tang Clan for those that don't know. And there's another siren, you know, it's what it is. Come on, man, these sirens today, man. I think that's an ambulance there, you know. Well, you know what it is. Tosh, tell your brother that's coming from my side. Sirens, duck and cover. No, I think that's an ambulance. Don't get me to lying to you. They had like an event out here yesterday. Oh, I got Wu-Tang Clan. Now I have a flashback. Yeah, the Monster family is like the Wu-Tang Clan of the internet. You know, you got Jidlit, you know, doing his thing. You got Llama Monster. You got Pet Monster, Monster Chick, Granny Monster, Betty Spaghetti Monster. Couple of other monsters that I can't remember. I guess those are the members of Wu-Tang Clan that you really don't remember like that. Because I don't know how many monsters deep you are, but you're a lot of monsters deep. Oh, those monsters are so deep. But anyway, you know, forgive me. I just went somewhere else, you know. But yeah. You gotta laugh sometimes. Gotta laugh at yourself. Yeah. You're gonna like my later on live stream. Millions of monsters. Yes. Yeah, this goes into my later on live stream. I have a subject matter that to talk about, and it could be politically correct. I don't know. I don't know how good it's gonna go, but the subject matter is pretty good. So I'll go live later on, and people will see the notifications, and that'll happen that way. You know, like I said, like this live stream. You know, anything can happen. Oh, I can't wait faster. Yeah. It's an interesting subject. You spoke on it here a little bit briefly, but I'm taking it to another level, another extent. You know, yeah, it's something we all know about. And then there was Big Dog Leather. Well, Big Dog Leather, yeah. Oh my God, yeah. Big Dog Leather, what's up? This is a different live stream last night than what you saw Big Dog Leather. I know Big Dog Leather came in and they talking about labels and they talking about sexuality and how do you identify. He's like, oh, same for me. I ain't mad though. Big Dog, you know, thank you, Big Dog. I appreciate it though, you know, thank you for being there, Big Dog. I know you were there last night, you know, and that was a cool video that you did, you know, creating the belt and all that stuff. It takes a lot of patience, you know, identify as me. There you go. I hear that. That's what happened last night. Big Dog Leather said, how do you self-identify? I identify as myself. I'm stepping right out of this. I don't want none of this. Bell, I'll see you later. Nah, but it was cool though. I could talk about most things, but I have my limits. Do I have limits? I do. And I'll talk about my limitations. My limitations as far as what I talk about comes down to anything that's demeaning or tearing down a person. I'm not going to do that. I really enjoyed this. You got to run for a bit, my friend. Listen, Green Bay Wacky, you've done more than enough. You just giving me 5 minutes has been more than enough. You resharing a live stream has been more than enough. You know, believe me, Green Bay, anytime you stop by, I appreciate it. And shout out to all the folks, man, on that side, you know, with Green Bay Wacky. Shout out to all his followers, his subscribers, you know, the people that got love for Mel and got love for Green Bay and lunatic dad and all those lunatics over there. You know what I'm saying? Not to say there's anything bad about you. I hope you're not really crazy, but we love you. You know? Yeah, no, you two brothers. There you go. You know, Wakanda forever. You know, but yeah, is a beautiful soul. He's a beautiful soul. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. You know, he's a whack man. You know, today I've decided to sexually identify as a potted daisy. You could do that. You know, you could do that. And it's like I was talking about last night. One of the memes that they had out there. I don't know if people saw the memes where they had hashtag respect my delusions. No comment on that. We're gonna leave that alone, Lava. But you're funny. It was a meme out there of a white officer arresting a black female, and in the meme, the woman, the black female says, "I don't feel comfortable you searching me. I prefer a woman to actually, you know, search me and arrest me or whatever if I'm gonna get arrested." And the cop said, he said, "It's a good thing that today I self-identify as a female." And I was like, "Oh my God, oh my God." You know, so it's different sides of how you may take the whole labels and self-identifying and different things like that. But me and Llama Monster basically had a very interesting conversation on that last night. You know, he said some really profound things. You know, I know Llama Monster is mostly joking and doing his thing and saying all this other crazy stuff, but he says some real dope stuff. You know, and Llama Monster, he says something that I don't forget. He's saying labels are like shackles, you know, trying to control people and stuff like that. Not in those words, but he called labels, you know, accepting that as shackles on people, you know, in society. So he said some memorable things last night in the live stream. You know, it was a memorable live stream between me and Llama and Sparrow. It was like a fatal three-way, you know. But I'll leave that alone. I could go to with that. Yeah. Just get your mind right. Anyway, like I said, I'm thinking. Great thoughts, great thoughts. It was all good. Three-way. You're funny. Yeah. Nah, it was the three of us having fun. We really did have some fun. We really did have some fun. It was crazy. And then towards the end, we start talking about music and stuff like that. Nah, it was cool. It was cool. It was cool. And I forgot who came in at the end. I know Lynn came in at the end. She came in at the end. She came in from behind. Don't go anywhere with that. Anyway, and then we just had a conversation and whatnot. Somebody else that came in. I forgot who it was, but it extended the live stream, and we just went where we went with it, you know. So, you know, I was definitely grateful for that, you know. Oh man, but it's like, I know. I do that sometimes. You know. People bite their tongues for Mel, you know. But anyway, we're gonna leave that alone, you know. Just as long as blood don't come out, you know, you good, you know, you good. Oh my God, no conversations, right? The things. The things that we say, right? Oh my God, you know, and always to remind you at this moment that this is a family live stream, you know. So don't forget to give a thumbs up and you know, enjoy this. Get some popcorn and sit around with your family and just, you know, look at the pure thoughts that are being expressed. You know, the wholesome family entertainment that's coming out from yours truly, Mel. You know, I guess mother tested, kid approved, or I don't know. Whatever. I'm thinking about the Kicks. That Kicks commercial, that old cereal. They said kid tested, mother approved. I don't know. Anyway, forgive me. People who claim they are God. What are you asking me about people that you claim they're God? You know, some people could say, you know, like I said, I could say I'm the God of the hood, but I don't get what you mean by that. I enjoy my family psychological problems. Hashtag family time. Hey, it happens, man. You gotta love your family. You know, what are we gonna do with our crazy family members? You know, you gotta love the family. You know, especially at Thanksgiving. You know, but who knows? Maybe that's a comedy routine somewhere. So, what are you asking me, Technetic Beats? You're saying something about people who claim that they're God. You gotta give context to the question because you kind of just you gave me a statement in the form of a question. New Age religion. We are all God. We are all one, connected to the source. Well, religiously, it is said that when you're connected through the Holy Spirit, you know, he said, I call you gods because you're like gods. I created you to be gods, you know. And that's in the Bible. You can look that up and Google that, you know. So it's just saying that basically, you know, you were invented to be creators, you know, like you're creative since you have the ability to create. Some people take that and they go off to say, no, I am God. I am Jesus in the flesh. No, you're not. You know, you're somebody that anointed yourself to another level, you know, not to get too religious, but it is a Sunday. We are not gods. Well, it depends. You say yes and you say no. We have souls. But the thing is, when saying we are gods, it was more or less talking about the creative nature, the creative spirit, the Holy Spirit is given into a person, and with the ability to create things, and you still have that ability to create now. That's a deeper conversation. It's some people take that to mean that I am a god. Like Kanye West. Not nothing like that. Then there's other people that take it to say, okay, I'm a creative being, a creative soul created by God to be God-like. I believe is a culmination of to Satanism. You said Satanism. That's interesting. Well, I don't pretend to know everything about that because, like I said, I'm not no preacher, not no pastor. Like I said, I need to go into the church myself, as Kanye has admitted selling his soul to Satan. Satanism. There you go. Well, I mean, Kanye West is his own man. I mean, he's a Trump supporter. Not to say that all Trump supporters are Satanists or anything like that. He has his own issues. He did say he was bipolar, so you have to be careful with that. There's mental health issues and stuff like that there. So, you never know. But that's a deep thing. Satan, my bad. Nah, it's nothing. Hollywood or all Satan worshiping wackos. Well, I don't want to stereotype them and paint that brush on all people from Hollywood and say that that's the case. Do you have people out there who are lost, who are confused? Yes, you do. Will you have people that are really lost and confused till the earth stops spinning? Yes, you will. But who are we to judge? Who am I to judge somebody, based upon how they feel and think about their life and who they want to be? I can judge the actions and say whether or not the actions are wrong and the ideologies is out of whack, but I'm not one to try to judge. And he said some stereotypes are true. Well, that's what a lot of them are. It has to be based in some type of reality. It has to be some negativity. It's true. People have to understand when it comes to stereotype. The stereotype is just saying that negativity that may exist in that one person exists in all people that look like that. So if a black man does something negative, then every black man that looks like that black man is that way, or any black woman, or any white woman, or any Hispanic person or Asian person that does a particular thing, is like that, and that's not the truth. Asians are smarter than we are. Black dudes have bigger junk, etc., etc. When all those stereotypes are not true. I mean, like I said, I'm not going there to check and asking, are you smarter or is your junk bigger? But it's not true. Just because it's bad doesn't mean it's not true. Yeah. But just because it's bad and a couple of people do it that look alike doesn't mean everybody is of that vein. So everybody that calls himself llama monster, or looks like a llama, doesn't have sarcasm rolling through their veins, or isn't as carefree or divorcee like llama monster or whatever the case. So that just happened. I had to go show love in another stream, but I couldn't stay away. Well, listen, I encourage people to go show love to other streams. You tell that other stream that Mel Mel said what's up. You tell them that Mel Mel got love for each and every one of them. I mean, any one of you that go to any other streams, do me a favor and tell them that Mel Mel said, I got nothing but love for you. I mean, and stream on, stream hard. Go in. Go waist deep in that stream. I had another word that I wanted to say, but I'm not going to say because it's inappropriate for the moment, but you can imagine. Yes, stereotypes have some truth, but here in Seattle, there are many Asians, and I have met a few stupid ones. Sorry to hear that. But the reality is that just because somebody is Asian doesn't mean, they're all smart, and just because you meet a Spanish person, and one is an immigrant doesn't mean the whole family is illegal immigrants or whatever. Generalizing is an organized way of thinking, not meant to be offensive as everyone does it to some point. Well, generalizing, yeah, it's a way of organizing thinking, but then the negative part of the generalization becomes the stereotype. To say generally all those people are like that, or even specifically all those people are like that. And they could never change. They'll never be different. it'll never, move and shift and go in another way. And that's a wrong way of thinking. That's a wrong way to postulate that or put that out there. And that's unfortunate, but some people do that. So I mean, what can you say? I say that the way to break the stereotypes is to see people, in different lights, to see people in different positions, to understand that there are people who do perpetuate the negative stereotypes and they do fit the mold with that, but then there's people who break the mold. There are people who are the exception. There are people who are open-minded. There are people who are beyond what you considered and what you thought. I look at somebody like a Time. She's somebody who is so far from the stereotype that it's insane to try. Hubby needs a cute thing. No, shout out to Hubby. Appreciate that. Thank you for stopping by, Cargo. As always, it's a pleasure. He's gonna have to. Yeah. But I don't wanna cause any problems. I don't wanna cause any problems. Yeah. I see you, Cargo. Thank you for being here. Thank you. I appreciate it. Nothing but love to you. I'm about to get up out of here myself. Unless anybody has anything else that they want to add to the conversation, I'm pretty much about to shut this down because, like I said, I honestly thought I was going to go 15, 20 minutes with this, but it's Sunday afternoon. There's people out there that wanted to hear from me. I wanted to hear from them. And also I go back to conversations and things that you want to talk about. So in closing, I will say this. If you have anything that you want to talk about, if you have anything that you want me to address at a time that is not late night or even late night, put it in the comment section. Send me an email, masika.dreamer.believer@mailmail.com, at gmail.com. Sorry about that. There's ways to reach me. You can reach me through the Hangouts. You can reach me through other people that you know in the community. You can definitely go to any one of my videos, say, Mel, talk about this, or Mel, could you talk about that, or do you have a question? You have you want me to answer. I try to get an answer to the question. And, we'll set something up, have conversations, because I like to talk to you folks about things that matter most to you. Just because I bring up a situation doesn't mean that may be the thing that you need to hear. Sometimes it is, but there's different things that we could definitely talk about and chop it up about. And I appreciate you for being here for this particular live stream on this day. This is important because I will not be here next Sunday, at least not that I know of at this time. So thank you for being here again. And as always, spread love. It's the Brooklyn way. I cut out the light, but you can still see me. So you know how it goes. Later.